It's a really cool time of the season walking around out here. The winter has given up its hold on the world. The leaves are just starting to bust on the trees. Earth is starting to bloom again. We got some really cool plants that we can forage at this time of the year. Look at this right here. Angelica. You can make candy out of that, but you better make a good idea. And I'm going to wait until it gets a little bigger to share it with you. But the native people used it as a medicine for all kinds of different things. I'm taking a look for something that a lot of people really enjoy, fiddleheads. So let's investigate what we've got and see if we can find any. And I'm going to have to really check myself for ticks later today. When you're walking around in this kind of garbage, oh, you're going to get ticks if you're not careful. We've got old apple trees, cherry trees here. There's a chance I might stumble into some morel mushrooms, and that would be awesome. That would be what you would call a coup. So you look at an old apple tree like that, and all around the base, within 30 yards of the base, you might find morels. Look at this seasonal stream, this rich black soil. This is the perfect kind of place to find them. And, you know, morels are an odd duck as far as mushrooms go. You can never be too sure. Oh, look, fiddleheads. These are the kind of ferns that people that don't know what fiddleheads will call fiddleheads. Those are toxic. Do not pick and eat those. Those are not fiddleheads. Not fiddleheads. Not fiddleheads. None of these are fiddleheads. Ooh, look at that beautiful trillium right there. Look at it. Look at it right there. But these are sprouting cinnamon ferns. And yeah, that's a fiddlehead. It looks like a fiddlehead, but it's not a fiddlehead fern that we want to consume. No. Ferns are toxic. Not highly toxic, but if you eat them, you're going to get a little bit of digestive issue. You know, you'll probably have a stomach ache. You may have diarrhea. Who knows? Point is, these aren't fiddleheads. And I have seen, right where I am now, a group of young women that were out foraging, and they were picking these, calling them fiddleheads. And I informed them that no, they weren't. But they said, oh, no, they work for a restaurant, and the owner wants fiddleheads, and they're coming out here to get them. And I got a buddy at work that says he can't eat fiddleheads. He gets sick. And I told him he probably didn't eat fiddleheads. He probably ate the fiddleheads of cinnamon ferns, which was why he had the problem. Don't eat them. Here's another beautiful stalk of Angelica. You can see the purple and green stalk and the nice leaves. These are going to get tall. In some cases, I've seen them 7-8 feet tall. And they're really beautiful, very exotic looking, with blooms that last a long time. Pay attention, look for Angelica, but get a really good ID, because there are some plants that they're closely related to that you're not going to want to go anywhere near. Ah! Now we have fiddleheads. Notice the fern fuzz. It's nowhere near as fuzzy. More of a coating, as we saw on the fern back there that we identified as a cinnamon fern. These are fiddleheads. Now I can snap that off, harvesting that. I should have waited. But you'll notice that the fern has an indentation. It's hollowed out on one side. That's a sure way of identifying Mr. Fiddlehead. So we're into the fiddleheads. Another thing that I've noticed that fiddleheads do when they grow is that fiddleheads will grow in clumps. See those root clumps? Those are, in fact, fiddleheads. Coming up, look at them. Coming up in a big bunch. In another few days, we're going to have a lot of fiddleheads here. You see them? See them? There's some I can harvest right there. A little small. There's a couple. And I don't take them all. Look at them. Out of these humps. I don't know what they're called botanically. What's that called? Is that a rhizome? Oh, look at them right here. I'll grab the lucky top one. There's one right there. Couple. I'll grab the bottom. I'll grab that guy. You don't want to harvest fiddleheads that are more than 8 inches tall because they'll get toxic if they get too tall. So just harvest the small ones, not the big ones. So I'm walking around and I'm looking. The soil temperature here on this southwest slope has got to be warm enough to get these things germinating. I don't even like stepping with them. Step on them. There's so many fiddleheads under my feet. They're growing all over. But we want to get ones that are the right size. And there's a whole ton of them over here. Wow. And this is an area, look at them. Look at them. They're going to be really popping soon. Look at them. They need a little time. Right over here, though, we've got some. The early bird catches the fiddlehead. These guys are a little bigger. I can grab them. And they're getting warmer here. You don't want to take too many. There's a whole bunch more popping where I'm harvesting these. I'm sure somebody's going to say, why aren't you cutting them? Everybody's got the right way to do something. I feel like the right way to do something is to walk away, leaving some for somebody else. Not being a glutton. I got me a bunch right now. But I'll keep looking. Get me some. Oh, there's some. Big enough. Big enough. And they're nice and tender. They just crack right off. There's no pulling. Fiddleheads are sneaky. You can see them growing out of these tufts. They're looking like they want to be harvested. They're standing right up and waving at me, so I'm grabbing them. I'm not going to get too many more. I got enough for me and another. And making a trip up to Lake George later in the week. So I want to punish my buddies with fiddleheads. But notice the way the ground looks. You see those tufts sticking up? Those are fiddleheads. And wherever you find one of those tufts, fiddleheads are sprouting. These things are one of the little wonders of this time of the year if you're into foraging. Just make sure you pick the right ferns, get a good identification, and enjoy. It was really pretty simple. Once you find the little clumps, you find the fiddleheads. And they're an outstanding little side dish.